Hey guys, Aqua Duelist here. Before I jump into this video, I do want to say that we are doing a Soul Burner Structure Deck giveaway sponsored by Captain Kirk's Geek Shop. If you want to enter that giveaway, all you have to do is hit that subscribe button somewhere down there if you are not subscribed, and then comment Disco Inferno. You'll be entered in the raffle for that, which I will be doing this Monday. Once the Salamangreat deck profile is up, I'll be working on a second video for the raffle. So if you do want to watch the deck profile, that's going to be up Monday. Sunday, which is tomorrow, is actually the last day to enter, so you have until like tomorrow midnight, or Sunday midnight, I don't know, however you want to say that. And then shipping in the US only. And that wraps that up. Let's go ahead and jump into the video. So now that Salamangreats have been out for a week, we've seen that it's caused some disturbance in the meta. This is basically a tier 1 deck that everyone can play because it's budget friendly. I mean, you get 3 of the structure decks. You get a couple. You get a few. You get a few other cards for it. You're basically good. So everyone really has access to this, and a lot of people are playing it. I'm playing it. I've been ready for this since Soul Fusion. I love Salamangreats. They're awesome. They're great. They're cool. Most importantly, though, they are great. So, with that being said, what are basically ways that you can beat Salamangreats, or cards that essentially help you in the Salamangreat matchup? So I got a nice little list here comprised. I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys. First two I do want to mention is, I know I did a video on these two a few days ago. I think like three days ago. I think it was Tuesday I uploaded this video. And I mentioned Cosmic Cyclone and DDD Crow. On the Cosmic Cyclone, I do want to note, now that I've actually, I know the deck way better, and I actually got to use it in a tournament. Basically, the thing I have to say with Cosmic Cyclone is, if you're going to play it against Salamangreats, the main thing you want to hit is that Sanctuary. But the issue with this still is, you're not exactly stopping them, stopping the Salamangreats. You're actually just going to be hindering them. Essentially, they're going to have to use more resources to continue on with their plays than they would with the Sanctuary. With Sunlight Wolf, that's not too much of a problem. With Helio, that could be a problem, though. So, do want to say that. Keep that in mind. You could Cosmic Cyclone one of their back rows if you wanted, actually, but I'd go for the Sanctuary, though. Yeah, it's not as good as I was thinking, so yeah, but it's still a decent option. Going off next, DDD Crow. I feel like DDD Crow is actually the best hand trap against Salamangreats because they don't actually search from the main deck. It's actually pretty crazy. Basically, they just send stuff to the grave and then reoccur the stuff from the grave. So, on top of DDD Crow, Ghost Spell and Haunted Mansion. Yeah, I always screw up with that name. I don't know why. But basically, they do the same thing. It's more just the price tag. DDD Crow, I believe, is still around $1. And last I checked a while ago, Ghost Spell was like $50-something. So this is, I don't know if it still is, but this is more of how much money do you have to spend? What's available to you, and do you want to spend, that much money? Completely up to you, though, but they'll be doing the same exact thing, basically. Going on with that, too, Called by the Grave actually is basically Called by the Grave and DDD Crow, it's like basically playing 6 DDD Crows. And something cool, too, if you're a Salamangreat player, in the mirror matchup, Call by the Grave actually has it's got like this double versatility, which I find really kind of cool if you're playing Salamangreats in the mirror matchup. Basically, it can help protect you, but then you can also use it on your opponent. So, like, basically the best time to use any of these 3 cards is actually when they would send the Spinny to the grave, because if you banish the Spinny very early on their combo, unless they should just have the Phalanx and Gazelle. So at that point, if they want to continue on the combo normally, what they're going to have to actually do is they're gonna need a extender, which would be essentially like backup secretary, psychic wielder, the level 3 fire crusadia monster. I can never remember that thing's name. I don't know why. Can't remember its name for the life of me. But y'all probably know what I'm talking about. If not, you guys could look it up. I mean, I think it's the only fire level 3. There's only one fire level 3 crusadia, I believe. So yeah. So their plays are gonna they're not really gonna make it. They're not gonna be able to really continue on with the combo unless they have an extender. Next things I want to mention is Abyss Dweller. Basically any deck can really play this. Even Salamangreats actually, if you can get 2 level 4s on the field. They only play like 5 because of the 3 Lady Debugs, Falco, and Jet Jaguar. So yeah. Probably going to be a little hard making Salamangreats, but hey. Also, we have Macrocosmos. I mean, that's kind of... Everyone knows what Macrocosmos does. And then Necro Valley, actually. And the thing is with Necro Valley, you can actually use Terraforming and Metaverse in order to search it. So, basically, you're playing 8 copies of Necro Valley. So, do want to throw that out there. Another one I know that I feel like that hasn't really been mentioned as much is Darklaw. I mean, I know really only heroes are going to be playing this, and it's really kind of weird to tech in a lot of other decks, but some can do it, so throwing that out there. If you can make the Darklaw, that will work on Salamangreats. Now, what if you're playing a Salamangreat deck, or a Salamangreat variant that uses more back row than usual? Meaning they're playing more than just the 2 traps. You know, they're running some strikes and stuff in there. Well, you could play stuff like Twin Twister or the Cosmic Cyclone, which I mentioned earlier. But if they have the Roar, they can actually just negate the Twin Twister, so you lose 2 cards in your hand technically. You're not getting anything out of it. So, Denko Sekka, actually one of my favorite cards. I love that card. Awesome, it's cool, the artwork's amazing. Denko Sekka is actually really good in those circumstances. Last I checked, she was actually up at like $5, which really surprised me. Because I remember before that, she was down around like 2. Awesome that it's cool that she's worth more now, but it sucks for those who don't have it, because now they gotta spend more. Yeah. A spicy tech I do want to mention, if you are not playing Salamangreats, I know all the Salamangreats are playing this for the mirror matchup, but Fusion of Fire and Super Poly. If you're not playing Salamangreats, you could actually side deck Fusion of Fire, or you could side deck all of those. So you get like 4, and then put the Fusion in the extra deck. Because then the thing is, you're actually just using your opponent's monsters, essentially giving you a fusion that you can, pretty much kind of OTK with. I mean, basically, you're basically going to be using your opponent's monsters to get a big beat stick if you're not playing Salamangreats. Which, honestly, doesn't sound too bad, but I feel like no one's really going to be playing this for a spicy side deck option. So, yeah. I have 2 honorable mentions on this list, actually. One of them, the first one is there can only be 1. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, why is this an honorable mention? This card's great. It just shuts Salamangreats down. They can't play. If you don't know what it does, basically, nobody can control more than 1 monster of the same type. Basically, something like that. And it's a continuous trap. The reason why I'm putting it as an honorable mention, yes, it is a good counter, but your opponent can out that if they're going first. So they could basically use Roar, I believe, to actually pop it or destroy it or negate it. So yeah, it's really only good going first. And so yeah, the other honorable mention I have, Contacting Sea. I believe that's the right one. Basically, you if your opponent summons a monster, you summon it to their side of the field, and they cannot. They basically can't play anything from the extra deck unless they use it as material. A lot of people are like, well, they can't actually. Like, a lot of people are sitting there thinking, well, that stops Salamangreats because none of their link monsters can actually use it. Well, the issue with this is the Fire Charmer Link Hida. I forget her the full name on the Link monster for her, but they can actually use Hida to make Hida. So I guess you slightly interrupt their combo, but every Salamangreat player is playing Hida, mainly for the mirror matchups, but do keep that in mind. They actually can out the Contacting Sea. If it wasn't for that, though, they really can't do much. They'd have to go into a bigger Link monster, but at that point, I don't believe they're able to. So, yeah. Can't remember if Contacting Sea actually shuts the opponent off from just summoning in general at that point. I can't remember. Either way, that's another honorable mention I thought I would say, because a lot of people were kind of on that, and I was like, well, there is this, so they can out it. And I feel like people forgot about Hida. So, that's actually all of the cards I have listed here. So, thank you guys for watching. If you guys like this video, give this video a like. Want to see more of my content, hit that subscribe button. If there are any cards you think that I missed that are actually amazing counters to Salamangreats or something that works really well against them, go ahead and drop them in the comments. I know I didn't list every single one. Basically, I listed the more relevant kind of ones. At least the ones that I felt were more relevant. If you guys would like to support this channel, link in the description down below to my Patreon. And if you guys would like to join my Discord server, which is completely free, link in the description down below as well. And thank you guys for watching. I will see y'all Monday with a Salamangreat structure deck profile and the raffle video.